The Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
News updates.
All you need to know.
It's what's trending now.
Get it all right now.
It's the front page news.
The show.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 22 minutes after the hour. Y'all, the front page news is being brought to you by America's Best. Don't overpay for eyewear. Head on down to America's Best and get 2 pairs and a free eye exam for just $69.95. It's not just a better deal, it's America's Best. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Ricky. So these are the headlines we're following at RickySmileyMorningShow.com. A domestic disturbance call in Sacramento leads to the death of a police officer. The female officer was shot while other officers were helping a woman collect personal belongings so she could leave her home. Police say that the shooter was armed with a rifle and kept officers pinned down for over 40 minutes while the wounded officer laid in the yard. Also, former Vice President Joe Biden is maintaining a comfortable lead over the other Democratic presidential hopefuls in a new poll. The USA Today poll finds Biden with a 15% lead over Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. And finally, the FDA is urging e-cigarette makers to take a look into safety issues after a Nevada teen broke his jaw from an exploding vape pen. The incident happened last year and knocked out several of the teenager's teeth. These are the stories. These stories and more are trending at the RickySmileyMorningShow.com. What's up, Gary?
All right, Rocky, tell me what you got first, and then I'll tell you.
It's all to the good, man. 2019 NBA draft tonight. It's going down, baby. Of course, we're going to just talk about the top 3 picks that we know is pretty obvious. Zion Williamson will go to New Orleans. Ja Morant will be drafted to the Memphis Grizzlies, and R.J. Barrett will go to the Knicks. After that, I'm going to ponder until next hour in my sports and give you my top 10. It's going down. The Space Jam 2 cast will include, of course, the star himself, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Damian Lillard, Klay Thompson, CP3, WNBA star Diana Taurasi, and the Agumake sisters, just to name a few. Man, it's going down. It's going to be happening. They're expected to start shooting that doggone movie in September, I believe. So I'm excited about that, the re-big. Last but not least, Kevin Durant. Everyone keeps asking, is he going to stay in Golden State? Will he remain a Warrior?
Oh, yeah.
You think so?
He don't want no competition. He ain't going to go nowhere and build no team. He going to sit over there and get a little easy-ass championship. Went over there to somewhere where they didn't beat you and took your ass over there and got you some easy rings on challenges. So he going to do nothing.
You don't think so, though?
Hell no. He going to stay right over there where he can sit over there and get him some easy rings. Go over. I dare him to go to New York, go to the Knicks and build a team and compete. I dare him.
Hey, that's what they talking, man. They talking he may team up with another 2 or 3 superstars and get another big 3 somewhere.
Nah.
Him and Kyrie may team up.
Oh, you think?
Hey, come on, man. There's a lot of rumors out there, but we'll get into that, man. Next hour on my full sports report. Stay tuned. What's up there, Gary?
All right, y'all. Now, Eva, I'm going to need you to help me out with this story.
I got you.
Now, everybody's talking about Miss Rihanna, honey. Now, at one point, they would say, oh, Rihanna, girl, you a plus-size girl. Now her fans are begging her. They say, please, Rihanna, eat. They're saying that Rihanna is looking like a waif model. Now, they're saying she was at an event in New York City the other day for Fenty, and they're saying, y'all, that she looked very frail. Now, people are saying, some people talking about, oh, she may not be smoking no more, cutting back on her food because she's trying to get pregnant for her billionaire beau, but I don't know if that's so. But now, she recently did an interview with British Vogue, and, she said that she feared that she would lose her hips and her breasts if she dropped too much weight. Even does that happen?
Oh, it definitely happens when you lose weight. You sometimes lose your assets. But I think Rihanna looks good. I don't think she looks like a waif. She's like a wafer that you want to eat.
She said, quote, honey, I'm about to get back into the gym. And so she said, and I hope I don't lose my butt or my hips or my thighs. She said, because I'll lose some, but not all. Now, she said, and I think that my boobs, like, I'm going to lose everything. Everything goes. But now they're saying, y'all, according to the weight chart, they're saying the ideal healthy weight for a 5'8" woman is 148 pounds.
That sounds about right.
And they're saying now this is based on the middle point of the recommended body mass index score of 22.5 for her height. So I don't know, but look like 148 pounds is fat for a woman.
It's not fat. It's muscle weighs more than fat, and she has thickness in her thighs and in her hip, and that That weighs.
Yeah.
She look good.
She
I'll
does.
take her either way.
You take it either way, Ricky.
Yes, sir.
All right, the color today, y'all, is summer cloud. On the high end, you say summer cloud, and on the low end, just say powder blue. That's your color for today. Hey, Craig.
Coming up in the hip-hop spot, there's a lot of people in the game that want to wax Drake. Well, someone actually figured out how to wax Drake. Say about that coming up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Yo, check it 1, 2. Hip-hop.
The best in the beat.
All the hip-hop.
It's Head Craig's Hip-Hop Spot.
All right, 29 minutes after the hour. What up, Craig?
What up, Ricky? This is going on in the world of hip-hop, man. A lot of times, people come out and they got to try to figure out how to take down the dragon, how to take down the king. And Drake's been ruling things for a while. He's even about to break the Beatles record for the most, hits on the Billboard charts.
Really?
Yeah, man. He's been real consistent with it. You know what I mean? So people try to figure out how to wax Drake. Well, guess what? Someone finally figured out how to do it.
Don't hurt him.
Madame Tussauds now has a Drake mannequin in Vegas. Now they're saying it's going to be like an identical resemblance, and it pretty much is. Like it's him wearing a gray OVO sweatshirt, gold Rolex watch, jeans, Timberland boots, in front of a colorful background with the hotline bling thing in the background. Like they super duper nailed it, man. So you'll be able to go see this starting this week, man. So go check that out. Speaking of Drake, he also has revealed that he is in album mode. There's a lot of pictures of him on the gram, looking, giving that focus, take care look. You know what I mean? There was even a picture of him wearing a do-rag. Anytime Drake got the do-rag on, it's business.
Oh.
Do-rag Drizzy.
Oh.
So be on the lookout for that, man. I can't wait to see what this new Drake album will be. Is it him on his rappity rap tip? Or will he be singing, like with both fists clenched?
Like a smoothie. It's going to be a mixture of both. That's what he do.
Yeah, sometimes smoothies are too sweet. I digress. Moving on, another hip-hop news. Cardi B. Now, recently, Culture celebrated her first birthday. And she's throwing a party for her. And she revealed how much money she's going to spend on said party. And the amount may shock you.
Culture birthday party, no lie, I'm spending about $400,000. $400,000, and it's like damn, $400,000 for a birthday party, but that's because this is her first birthday party and costs. But after her first birthday party,
now with that maniacal laugh, you don't know if that means it goes down from here or like, I'm gonna raise it up. Next year's gonna be $100,000. I think every kid's first birthday party should always be at McDonald's.
Right.
Yeah. You're not gonna remember that first joint. You ain't gonna remember the ponies. You ain't gonna remember the clown. You ain't gonna remember the the piñata you set on fire.
As a mom, honestly, that first birthday is more of a celebration of the parents that you survived a year and your baby is still here and healthy and you did good.
Real talk. First party is for the parents.
It's for the parents.
Yeah. Those alcoholic drinks, that daiquiri machine. That ain't for the
Dominoes.
That ain't for the youth. Them. That's for the kid.
Right.
I know that party gonna be lit. Another person to celebrate within that camp is Takeoff. He had his 25th birthday party. It was a surprise party thrown by his uncle Quavo. A lot of people don't know that Quavo is Takeoff's uncle. Like, it is a family affair over there with Migos. And basically, they did it at this place. It was a drink factory theme, and it was like drinks, candy, cake. Cardi B was there. DJ Mustard was there. And it was a 3-tier drink cake covered in candy, while styrofoam cups had the drink factory logo. So I'm sure everybody was litty in the city on Tuesday when they threw that party, man. And there's been no reports of any crime or violence.
Good.
So it was truly a celebration. I tip my cup to you. Anyway, shout out to them. Anyway, for this and other stories, I'm following Twitter, Instagram, and SoundCloud, HEADKRACK. Coming up next, man, Killer Mike, man, he wants rappers to receive credit for helping out with something really big in politics. And I'll tell you what that is next hour.
There it is. All right, and I got your wake-up calls. Get at me, 866-9-RICKEY. Call now. The phone lines are wide open. And I got a nice little recipe for you. A easy 15-minute recipe for all y'all moms out there and dads that like to cook. I'm finna drop something on you, Eva. So delicious.
Ready.
Got that coming up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Rickey Smiley.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. And the time right now is about 12 before the top of the hour. Listen, I got your wake-up calls. You can call right now and get at me, 866-9-RICKEY. The phone lines are wide open. Eva.
Yes, sir.
I cooked something that my grandmother used to cook yesterday, and it was my favorite as a kid. And I cooked some for my little G-Pop in here. So I got my little G-Pop. He's 2 years old. And I said, let me throw him something on really, really simple. Something I can cook in 15 minutes because he was hungry. I said, I got something I can throw together really, really quick. It don't take long to cook. Now, let me just tell you this, Eva. You ever thought about cooking up some ground beef, putting it in a Ziploc bag and keeping it in the freezer, and boiling some chicken breast? Pull it apart, put it in a Ziploc bag, and just keep it in the freezer. That cuts your cooking time in half. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you get ready to make some of these meals, like this meal right here, you just grab your little chicken juicy out of the freezer or whatever, and you can just drop it in there. So I made chicken and noodles yesterday.
Yes.
Now, not the regular noodles.
A chicken noodle soup?
Not really chicken noodle soup, but it was just chicken and noodles. That's what my grandma used to call it. But I used the seashell noodles because they're so delicious because they hold flavor. And I also make macaroni and cheese using the seashell noodles sometimes. And it holds flavor. And I don't know, something about those seashell noodles that's so good. So everybody, you need just 3 things. Some seasoning, some butter, some chicken bouillon.
Okay.
The roasted chicken bouillon that's in the jar that I told you about. And you cook that up. And you just drop the seashells in there, sprinkle some black pepper, and you got chicken and noodles. And then you take your chicken that you already had prepared or whatever, and just take a handful of it, couple of handful of chicken, and just put it in there, stir it, and put the top on there, turn it off, and let it sit. It drove the kids crazy because I just never thought to cook it for my kids yesterday. I said, man, my grandma used to make chicken and noodles. And that was always my favorite meal that she would cook because in the butter make it taste so good.
That sounds good, Ricky.
Yeah, the butter. When you put that half a stick of salted or non-salted butter off in that chicken and noodles, man, it just make it taste like heaven. I promise you, it sounds real simple, but it don't taste like a can of soup.
Right.
It tastes like your grandmama cooked it. It tastes like. And then, go ahead and make you a little small skillet of cornbread or some cornbread muffins or whatever. Do your little salad on the side, which I didn't, or whatever, just where you can have some vegetables. But I'm telling you, last night, they ate that chicken and noodle soup. They probably ate up the whole pot all up into 11 o'clock at night. They were just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, chicken and noodles. So, again, chicken bouillon, butter, the seashells, and you add your salt, pepper, and a little bit of Lawry's, where you can have some seasoning, and your salt and a lot of little black pepper or whatever, just to give it that little spots or whatever. And if you want to throw you some little onions off in there, you can. Yes. Or some onion powder.
Ricky, do you boil the noodles first, or you put the noodles in there hard and it cooks inside of the butter?
Yeah, it cooks inside of the butter and the broth.
Ooh,
so you go ahead and get your broth right first, and I'll go ahead and put your onions in there or whatever, so you can take your plastic spoon and just keep tasting your broth, because you ain't gonna have no good meal if you don't have no good broth.
Right.
And then you throw your seashells in there, and I promise you stand there and stir it in 15 minutes. You got you a nice, heartfelt, and go somewhere and wrap up in a blanket like a blunt and watch TV. So there you go. I hope y'all enjoyed that recipe. It's really delicious. If you like that, hit me up and let me know what you think. It's a quick meal. It don't get your kitchen real hot or whatever, because it don't take but 15 minutes to cook, and just leave it out on the stove all day. And I promise you, they'll be like, man, Dad, thank you. Because my Aaron and Malik and Genesis and G-Pop tore it up yesterday. Got your wake-up calls. Get at me, 866-9-RICKY, Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, John, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Time for the wake-up calls. 866-9-RICKY.
Wake up, feel it. School and work you deal with. You tired, that sucks. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Wake up, get your butt up out the bed.
Okay.
Brush your teeth and comb your hair. Get your stuff and start to get ready.
Wake up, wake up.
Don't keep hitting that damn alarm. Even though it's early in the morning, get on up and get your radio on and just
Wake up.
Oh, this Rocky calling for rituals, trying to wake everybody up, and it still rolls down.
Leon calling from rituals. Just want to tell my mama, Cam, wake up, wake up, wake up.
My name is Lexi, and I'm calling from Cleveland. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Oh, this is Linda calling from Oklahoma City. Want to wake up my husband and my daughter, Sienna. Wake up, wake up.
Yo, DA from Virginia. I want to say wake up, wake up, wake up.
Oh, man, this is Kenny Ray, Sylacauga, Alabama, man. Want to wake up the whole Talladega County. Wake up, wake up.
Hey.
You tired, and that sucks.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Wake up.
Get your butt up out the bed. Brush your teeth and comb your hair. Get your stuff and start to get ready.
Wake up.
This is your boy P. Harris calling out of D-Ville. Wake up, wake up, wake up. This is Sherry Thomas calling from Marlin, Louisiana. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
This is Sharice Dan from Durant, North Carolina. I want to wake up my husband this morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
My name is Kiara from the East Side. I want to wake up everybody. Get y'all butts up. Make that money.
Lachey, I'm calling from Raleigh. I just want to wake up myself. I'm just getting off work. Wake up, wake up.
This is Clarissa Sills calling Chattanooga, Tennessee. Calling to wake up my daughter, Miss Chantity Gibbs, to get up and get them cheering up. Wake up, wake up.
In your city, in your town, there's a whole gang of cities listening, and Miss Juicy gon' call it back.
Let's go.
Augusta.
Wake up.
Baltimore.
Wake up.
Cincinnati.
Wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Columbia.
Wake up.
Fayetteville.
Wake up.
Lawrence.
Wake up.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
All right, thank you, Juicy.
You're welcome.
All right, what you got, Craig?
All right, man, for the throwback, man, we going to bounce it over to the PA, man. We the boys. Wiz Khalifa, let's get it. Front page up next.
This is what's trending right now.
Trending topics.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. The segment's being brought to you by Taco Bell. That's right, nacho fries are back. Seasoned in Mexican spices and dipped in warm nacho cheese sauce. Now serving at a Taco Bell near you. All right, y'all, got your front page coming up next. But first, let's take a look at hip-hop. What you got, Crack?
What up, Rick? Here's what's going on in the world of hip-hop, man. You know, when it relates to politics, man, hip-hop culture is involved in more ways than a lot of people think, and Killer Mike definitely represents that. He recently participated in the Washington Post, hosted a free debate thing earlier, right? And he talked about the influence that rappers had on the decriminalization of marijuana. Because when you think about, you know, marijuana, like, you know, there's a couple things that pop in your head when you think about, like, you know, entertainment and pop culture. You think of the Willie Nelsons of the world, the Cheech Chongs, but, like, Cypress Hill, the Redmans of the world,
yes,
the Snoop Dogs of the world, yes, that, like, have been advocating at a high level, letting people know that, hey, listen, man, like, this ain't as, like, you know, dangerous as people say it is. This is out here healing people. I mean, and dare I forget Bob Marley as well. So, you know, he wants, you know, hip-hop to get its credit for that.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, a lot of people who grew up listening to hip-hop are now old enough to be in politics and make decisions. So yeah, I think that those years and years of influence has helped out a lot. So shout out to Killer Mike, man, for putting the light on that. Big shout out to Kodak Black. I don't get to say that very much, but he gifted $50,000 to Triple X Tentacion's son. You know, it's the anniversary of Triple X Tentacion's death, and you know, his kid is out here all in the world without no father.
Yeah.
So Kodak Black wanted to help out the way he could. You know, they're from the same state, so you know, game recognized game.
Is he still in jail?
Kodak Black, yeah, he's still in jail. I think they said something to the effect he'll be there till like September or something like that.
So he did a wire transfer.
Yeah, he had somebody do it on his behalf.
Gotcha.
So shout out to Kodak Black. Last but not least, it's always dope when two queens could like come together.
Yes.
And put something together for the culture. Them, Nicki Minaj and Trina.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
What happened?
They got together and got a song together called Baps, which is a spin on the classic Cash Money Records joint Project Chick. Take a listen.
Oh, wow.
Not bad at all.
I love that.
Now, this is not the Megatron record that Nicki Minaj was teasing, but, you know, we'll take it, man. People need to stop sleeping on Trina as well, man. So big shout out to both of them for unifying and dropping that joint. It's called Baps. Pull up on that. Anyway, that's it for me. For the Sun Stories I'm following, go to my YouTube channel. I got a brand new short film out called Abracadabra. Google it on YouTube. And, yo, check it out, man. It's getting a lot of love, man. Watch the magic happen. And that's it for me.
There it is. I appreciate it here, Craig. Let's take a look at the front page. What up?
What up, what up? I got the headlines that we're following at RickeySmileyMorningShow.com.
By Evil Knievel.
Yes, it is. So a judge is giving attorneys for R. Kelly 1 week to respond to a lawsuit from an alleged sexual abuse victim or face losing the court fight. Kelly's lawyers are asking for the lawsuit to be put on hold for a while the R&B singer fights other criminal charges. Also, the FDA is urging e-cigarette makers to look into safety issues after a Nevada teen broke his jaw from an exploding vape pen.
Whoa.
The incident happened last year and knocked out several of the teenager's teeth.
What?
Yes. And finally, speaking of teeth, Ricky, I spy with my little eyes Rickey Smiley in a dentist chair on Facebook. You still got teeth in your mouth, Rick?
Yeah, I got it. I just had to get a feeling yesterday, but man, they had me on that gas. I was high, then I'm.
You feeling good, dog?
Bro, when they get a top two, when they had you upside down and high. Yes, sir. Bro, look at him.
That
boy.
blood start rushing to your head.
Yes, sir, bro. I felt like a blunt. Yeah, shout out to Dr. Jack Weiss. That gas was fire. You know when you don't get high anyway.
Yeah.
That's your only high, bruh.
You be real high.
Floating off that damn chair, boy. Woo! I'm going back today just for a cleaning, just like getting gas.
I need another cat feel.
Just clean, just brush it. Let me get the gas.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Let's take a look at sports. Rock Teasy.
What up, Big Pimpin', man? Big day, big night tonight. 2019 NBA Draft. We already know Zion Williamson going to go number 1 to the New Orleans Pelicans. Expect John Morant to go number 2 to the Memphis Grizz. R.J. Barrett to the New York Knicks at number 3. After this, it's going to start getting a little touchy. Jarrett Culver and Darius Garland, you can flip-flop them to go 4th and 5th. Kobe White and DeAndre Hunter, flip-flop them going 6th and 7th. Cam Reddish should probably go 8th. And Nasir Little going to be up in there. But I'm going to tell you my sleeper, Bol Bol. I told y'all this the other day. I think Bol Bol should probably be in the top 5. They got him going like 2021 or something like that. So we're going to see what the sports genius talking about, all that kind of good stuff. But Zion Williamson was asked, does he feel pressure from instantly becoming the face of the New Orleans Pelicans if they choose to select him?
I don't really see it as pressure because the situation we're in, I want to win. So I'm not really looking at it like being the face and stuff. I'm looking at it as what can I do that game to win, just enjoying being in the NBA.
It is right there, man. The Space Jam 2 cast will include LeBron James as a star, Anthony Davis, Damian Lillard, Klay Thompson, CP3, just to name a few. We got WNBA great Diana Taurasi and the Agumake sisters, man. They're going to be in there as well. So can't wait till they start taping that bad boy. LeVar Ball, Rick Dog, your boy, may have opened his mouth a little bit too big.
Oh.
ESPN plans to stop featuring him after the inappropriate remark he made to analyst Molly Hiram the other day.
LeVar, can I switch gears with you because I have a question
You
here.
can switch gears with me anytime.
Oh, let's stay focused here. All right.
So they pretty much gonna ban him now, man. Probably not put him back on. But let's face it, man. People put him on just because he brings ratings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And ironically, that happens to be Jalen Rose's wife too. A lot of people didn't know that.
Wait a minute, really?
Yeah.
She married to Jalen Rose?
I knew they were dating, but I didn't know that they got married. But I guess they did.
Damn, I've been looking at now I feel bad. I've been lusting after that woman, bruh. That's Jalen Rose, old lady, bruh.
So, Jalen probably came through the back door and said, yo, dog, y'all need to go keep him off the air. He tripping.
She with Jalen.
Jalen, dog.
Oh, man, another one gone. Golly, boy, they going one by one.
Yes, sir.
What is we going to do?
It's all good, man. But I'm going to go live on my Instagram at Rock T Holla. We're going to talk about this, man. I got to get off my soapbox real fast. Let's get it, baby.
Dad, I appreciate it, Rock T. What you got, Gary?
Coming up, y'all, Matthew knows Beyonce's dead. He done said something again. We're going to talk about it next.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show, baby.
Hold it. He's half man, half woman. It's Gary. I want to hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, it is the bottom of the hour. Gary has the tea and the clue of the day.
Which is being brought to you by Walgreens this week. Walgreens tied and down to your $1.95 coupon and card. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Head Crack. Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. It's Thursday, a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Matthew Knowles, the father of the beautiful Beyonce and Solange Knowles, is ringing the alarm, y'all. He's ringing the alarm on the music industry, and people are saying, my God, we didn't know this. Matthew Knowles, y'all, he spoke about Beyonce's career. He said, honey, her career would have been affected, y'all, if she had darker skin. Now, they're saying he spoke on a satellite. Yes, ma'am, Brett. Mr. Knowles discussed colorism, y'all, in the music industry, and he said, in the music industry, there's still segregation. Programmers, especially at pop stations, y'all, have this imagery of what beauty should look like. He said, and they wanted that imagery to be the same that's singing those records. He said, now, if you look back at when Whitney Houston, y'all, if you look at those photos, how they lightened her, honey, to make her even look more lighter complexion.
What?
Yes, sir. He said, because there's a perception and a colorism, he said, the lighter that you are, the smarter and more economically. He said, there's a perception all around the world about color. Now, he said, now, when they asked him about Beyonce's complexion would have had an impact on her success, he said, I think she would have had. He said, I think it would have affected her success. He said, and I use Kelly Rowland as an example. He said, she's a great example. He said, but you know, the great thing is Kelly did exceptional outside of America, especially in Australia. He said, Kelly sold over 4 million records. He said, she just got off script, unquote. And we were talking about it, and that happened. I mean, and Brad, you were definitely in the music industry. Do you feel because you were a little lighter than India Arie that you sold better than India?
No, because Foxy Brown was dark and she sold just as much. Like, so no, I don't think that. I mean, but I do think there's colorism and that exists, especially with some of these pop stations as far as playing like, you know, black music.
Because think of the darkest skinned artist that gets love on a pop station, and you'll have to think for like quite
a long
some time.
Yeah.
No, colorism is very real. The thing is, and the sad part is, it's not even just other races that deal with it. Like, we have colorism issues within our own community.
Right. Well, I agree and disagree, Gary, because Beyonce was going to crack either way. She was going to fly anyway. She's a superstar. And Kelly Rowland is too, but Kelly Rowland's voice ain't as strong as Beyonce's. And Beyonce was the leader of the group, so I disagree and agree with some of the stuff you said.
What you think, Ricky?
I mean, I think Beyonce was gonna make it anyway. You know, or whatever, because she is so talented. Not to say that Kelly is not. Kelly is talented too, but I do believe in that there is a lot of colorism. That's why you got people bleaching their skin.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
There's multiple levels. There's colorism, there's sizeism, because if you talk about just your sheer talent, Jasmine Sullivan should be out here crushing the skull.
Yes.
Of
Even
a lot of people.
Lettucey was out for years
Kelly
before
Price.
she ever got recognition. But as a dark-skinned, heavy-set woman, it was so hard for her to break in the industry.
Just like Missy broke it wide open, Lizzo, I think she's a heavy-set, beautiful young lady, and I think she's going to be the next person to, you know, take over that situation.
Now, gospel don't discriminate. If you like skin and skin, you ain't gonna get no love. But if you big and dark skin, you'll run up them gospel charts.
It's all about your throat gospel.
Yeah, but I realized that though, like you said, with Kelly Price, I was watching Unsung. She was brilliant. Is.
Yes.
She did so much. I'm like, damn, I know Kelly Price did all that writing.
She's everything.
Yes. So, honey, so there you have it. All right, moving on in other celebrity news, y'all. Okay, now, Todd Tucker, the wonderful husband of Miss Candy Bird Tucker, y'all, he and his beautiful daughter, Miss Kayla, were in London recently doing a vacation. And people are talking about it because Todd took little Miss Kayla to a strip club.
You lying?
Yeah,
she old enough.
Yeah, but why
is that with your daddy?
He probably rather her go with him than go with anybody else.
She's 22 years old.
So she can experience that with him. She old enough to drink. She old enough to go on the strip club. Now, y'all might not like that, but that's how he is doing his parenting. So we can't question what he do.
Yeah.
Oh, you hush up, Juicy. Thank you, Brad. No, I mean, you're taking a child to a strip club, honey. And then he told Kayla, watch out for the booty, because some little them little London girls, honey, with them little pint-sized butts. But
she may have wanted to go. That's an experience that they shared together.
Was it like a gentleman's club where they have real dinner, or just like a bump, get it, strip club?
Oh, and let me point out,
they was out the country.
The strip clubs in London are not like the strip clubs here.
At all. Were they in Amsterdam?
I don't know. They didn't say what they just said they was in London.
That's a whole different thing. But like they probably dancing with monocles and like, you know,
it was like the circus or something, you know, where they be swinging on trapeze.
That's probably what it's like.
I don't know. I'm a daddy's girl, and don't get me wrong, I am about to be 35 years old with 3 kids of my own, and I'm not going to the strip club with my dad.
Me either.
I'm just saying, I'm not.
Not my son, not my oldest son.
Everybody different.
I'm not.
That's right, Brad.
And you know, my kids, I'm not gonna drink with them either. That's just what
that's
what my granddaddy just kind of drew the line in the sand, and I just really respect that. You know, I just kind of conservative and just don't want to cross those boundaries.
Yeah, well, we're just going to pray. We love you, Todd. But anyway,
Todd.
The color today is one of my favorite. My color today is summer cloud. On the high end, you say summer cloud. On the low end, you say beautiful powder blue. That's your color for today.
There it is. Y'all give it up for Gary with the T. One time. Chicken and waffle mix up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Oh, Gary, you are so messy. But that's how I like it.
right on the ones and twos, man. Chicken and waffle mix going down. What up, boy?
I'm good, my yard to take it all the way back Throwback Thursdays. Of course, now make sure you link me on the Instagram at JAH Lion Zone.
Hey, Black Tony. Hey.
Hold on, sir.
Hey, man, this your last day, bro.
Hold on, sir. Hey, Rick.
I'm for real, Evil.
Hey, Rick, go on with that last day stuff, Shot. Shot, I need you to come over here, Shot. I'm gonna send you the address. I think the police out there. I'm hiding.
Where you at?
I'm on my grandma. I'm hiding in the basement. I think the
if
police.
You would have came to work, you wouldn't be dealing with that.
Shot, I think the police out there. Cause look, Shot, yesterday. Hold up.
What
hey,
happened,
Rick?
Black Tony?
We ain't on the radio. I can't.
Hold on. Don't say nothing else. Let me turn you off.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Shotty, you know I can't tell you about nothing I did that was criminal for on the radio. But look, Shotty, so Packhead got he got a hookup on the some fake $1 bills.
Yeah.
And we got a whole lot on yesterday, Shotty. So we had to make them into real money, Shotty. So he had a fake $1 bill, Shotty. What we did was we went around to all them car wash and all the laundromat.
Yeah.
And put them in a chain machine, Shotty. And now I got like $1,700 in quarters. Shotty, I need a flip. I need a flip on those, Shotty. Look,
let me ask you something.
Well,
how do we know the quarters real?
Now the quarter real, they came from the car wash and from the laundry.
Okay, I'm saying they got counterfeit quarters too, Black Tony.
Nah, they real quarters though, Shotty. I just need you to give me $1,500 in cash. To give me $1,500 in cash, I give you $1,700 in quarters.
What the hell you think I'm gonna do with all them quarters?
Oh, you got kids. You got niece and nephew and grandkids.
Now don't be walking around here giving nobody change like they did in the 70s.
Actually, Eva got kids. Ask her, do she want to? Cause you know, kids. They
even need $1,500 in some quarters.
No.
Hey,
can you lift $1,500 in quarters?
Tell Head Crack to give me like $500. Tell him to give me $500 in cash, and I give him $500 in quarters. Right, T?
I'll give you $500 in cash for $1,000 in quarters. I think that's a fair exchange.
That's not food stamps, Crack.
I know, but I'm just saying, I'm trying to hustle too.
Hey, bro, we can't lift all those quarters. How heavy is the question is how heavy are the quarters?
I saw they heavy here, so I feel like it's man about 300 pounds.
Yeah, dog, don't nobody want all those quarters. Take them to the strip club. Pour them out on stage.
Put it out on the ask anybody do they need $100 in quarters. So just hit me up at Black Tony Comedy on Instagram.
Where you gonna be at?
And on Twitter. I'll be over there I'll be over there behind the Popeye over there on the west end. But I'll be behind the Popeye in front of the shoe show on the side with a garbage can at.
What you in? What you in?
I'm in my Rico. I'm hot in here.
Coming up on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, sitting in for Jeff Johnson this morning, we got the one and only attorney, Glennon Threet, member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Eva, that's your husband's frat brother. And he's a law professor at the one and only Miles College and one of the best attorneys in the United States of America, man. And big brother, mentor, happy belated Father's Day. Glennon, what up?
Thank you, Ricky. Good morning to you and good morning to the radio audience.
Good
Three
morning,
things I want to talk about. Thank you. Three things I want to talk about today, Ricky. First of all, why is Matthew Knowles breaking the pact of silence?
Thank you. Oh, sorry.
You know, for many years, we have never wanted to talk about the insidious fact of colorblind racism, not only in the way that entertainers and sports and even healthcare is provided, but the way we treat each other interracially in terms of our interracial discrimination. And Matthew Knowles is talking about it. I think it's a topic that needs to come out. I remember, as well as you do, Ricky, going to college years ago where there was discrimination in fraternal organizations. There was the associations made between skin color and which fraternity or sorority you might pledge or be a member of. You know, that's something that, and good hair and all of those topics, and Matthew Knowles is bringing all that into public discourse. I think it needs to be talked about. Second thing I want to talk about today is the role that Jay-Z is playing in providing funding for that family in Phoenix that got threatened by the police, and it's interesting and wonderful to me to see entertainers carrying on the tradition of people like Harry Belafonte and others who were social activists. And you know, Ricky, I'm sure, about the history of social and political activism that Harry Belafonte was involved in during the civil rights movement. A lot of people don't know how much money he provided to Dr. King and others back during the civil rights movement. He was much more than an entertainer, and it is interesting and wonderful for me to see Jay-Z continuing in that role now and providing funding, because that's what's needed in attorneys to people that are exercising their rights. They're going to end up having to pay that family some money, and it'll be well-deserved.
Wow.
Third thing I want to talk about today, Ricky, is, again, racism in politics. I was riding to work on June the 19th and realized that it was Juneteenth. And everybody knows the story of that holiday, but they also don't know, perhaps, that in Alabama we still have 3 holidays that support and celebrate the Confederacy. We have Jefferson Davis's birthday as a state holiday. That was just 2 weeks ago. Robert E. Lee's birthday, which is coincidentally celebrated the same day as Dr. King's. And we have Confederate Memorial Day. So we have 3 days in Alabama where the offices are closed, courts are closed to celebrate the Confederacy. And so the idea that we would be celebrating Juneteenth without having a holiday, and we have 3 holidays in Alabama where we celebrate the Confederacy, just kind of makes me sick. So politically, we've got debates coming up next week, Ricky, and I'm interested to see particularly the debate between Biden and Bernie Sanders. And that's a week from today. And so the political season is in full force right now. You know, the president raised $24.8 million in 24 hours.
Wow.
And so we've got to get out here and support our candidates if we want to change things politically. And you know that's my consistent message. If you don't vote, you're wasting the blood of people who died to give you that right and to enforce that right for you. So don't disrespect them by not participating in the political process, because if you don't participate, you get what you get.
That's right. That's right. Hey,
so,
Glenn,
go ahead, Rick.
Let everybody know how you can be reached.
I can be reached at G3 on Twitter. And I appreciate the opportunity to share some of my thoughts with the listening audience, and have a wonderful day, everybody.
Hey, Glenn, you need to answer your phone, bro. We be trying to get you on all the time. What you be doing, man?
I have a law practice, Ricky.
Good answer, Glennon. Good answer.
Hey, but he don't have a law practice when I cook something. How about that?
And well, I'll take a break from that. I'll lose money to eat your cooking, bro.
We all will, Glennon.
Hey, big bro, we love you, man.
Thank you. I love you guys too, man. Y'all have a wonderful day.
That is Attorney Glennon 3. Even if you ever get a chance to sit down and have a one-on-one conversation, that man got so much knowledge, man. I'm talking about. I can go. They ain't got nothing to do with this. There's some smart cues out here too.
That's just a Kappa, a Noop, and you and your husband and I know the difference.
A prestigious Kappa.
Get out of bed.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Half man, half woman. It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the T.
It's Gary, baby.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, it is 28 minutes after the hour. Gary has the tea and the clue today. What up?
Yep, it's brought to you by Motel 6, man. Book online at Motel6.com. That's Motel6.com. They'll leave the light on for you. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Head Crack. Good morning, Ricky. Good morning to you. It's Thursday, a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Whoopi Goldberg, y'all, one of the co-hosts of the wonderful show, The View, y'all. People are saying, y'all, that Whoopi may lose her job for what she did because Brad, your friend Whoopi, I know y'all Judy's, honey. They're saying, honey, that Whoopi broke down Miss Bella Thorne, actress Bella Thorne to be exact, and broke that child into tears, honey, when she shamed her for leaking her own news on social media. Now, they're saying that the former Disney actress made headlines when she leaked her own news online in response to a hacker's demand for millions of dollars. Now, they're saying that Bella leaked her own news, saying that she was getting a jump on the hacker who threatened to leak her news online if she didn't pay up. And we talked about that on Dish Nation yesterday, honey. And now they're saying the hacker reportedly told her that he had her naked pictures and he hacked other celebrities as well. But here's what Whoopi said to poor Miss Bella.
Listen, if you're famous, I don't care how old you are, you don't take nude pictures of yourself
But she only
because
wants to share with one person.
But she should listen. When they're hacking you, they're hacking all of your stuff. So whether it's one picture or a million pictures, once you take that picture, it goes into the cloud and it's available to any hacker who wants it. And if you don't know that in 2019, that this is an issue, I'm sorry, your age does not, you don't get to do that.
Well, I mean, you have to, sometimes correction is tough. And that probably was some of the best advice she gave her. And
Whoopi gave Bella?
Yeah. You don't have to. I know society is really, really sensitive. Just like braces hurt, but they correct the smile. And sometimes that's just tough love because she didn't have to say nothing at all.
Well,
and
but
what you saying?
What you said about that?
I think it's a tad bit judgy. Now, I could totally appreciate Whoopi not wanting any of her nudes out there, and she comes from a different generation.
We appreciate that, too.
Respectable so. However, this girl is younger. This generation is different, and when it comes to being overtly sexual or sexually fluid, it's different these days. And so I think the way Whoopi came off, though she gave her good advice, she came off very strong.
I think she was talking real soft. I've seen her talk and go off. I've seen her talk and go off on that one lady. Somebody said something to her. She was talking about Trump, and she lost her entire soul on that lady. So I felt like her tone, she might have been a little stern, but I felt like she was kind of speaking from a motherly standpoint.
But being stern is good. That is what's wrong with society. You can't be firm. You got to watch what you say and how you say it.
She's a grown woman, though, Ricky.
But here's the thing.
Well, she just trying to help her.
But Rick, at the end of the day, anytime like a white woman is on social media crying,
that's the thing Ricky don't know. I was getting ready to tell him that.
Yeah,
tell him that part.
So Bella Thorne posted a video of herself crying.
Broke down.
I can't believe it. That, they would come at me like that. And they also kind of low-key making Whoopi Goldberg the martyr for this because the white girl also said something too. Was it Hasselbeck?
Right.
Oh, no, McCain.
Meghan McCain.
Meghan McCain also said something about Bella Thorne. It was just as stern as Whoopi was, but Whoopi is taking the whipping for it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, she's Whoopi.
Yeah, because Meghan McCain, baby, that girl say what she feel, honey, and feel nothing. But we just keep, Whoopi lifted up in our prayer, and hopefully she don't lose her job because it's enough African-American women not losing their jobs on TV.
I think she'll lose her job.
She's not going to lose her job now.
She's in a great position at the View, honey.
Child, honey.
And Brad made a point about this. We were talking about this story. The show is The View. So it is all about your perspective and your point of view, and everyone's going to have a different one,
Sherry Shepherd had a view, too. But anyway, moving on.
I'm so mad at you.
Real Housewives of Atlanta star Portia Williams. This is a very touching story, y'all. It's been reported, y'all, that Portia said God told her to take back Dennis. Now, they're saying, y'all, that Portia's engagement to her baby's father, Dennis McKinley, is back on. Now, they said last month, the Atlanta Housewives abruptly canceled her engagement to her baby's father, and she removed that 20-carat, $500,000 diamond ring. But they're saying with the help of therapy, Portia has decided to give her baby's father another chance, y'all. So
why did they break up?
I don't know. It didn't say, though, but rumors suggest that Portia may have caught Dennis cheating, honey, with another woman, which I definitely doubt that would be so. Honey.
Nah, he wouldn't do that.
No, not in this little town, honey. You can't cheat too much, honey, because it gets back and everybody knows who Portia is. But they're saying, y'all, Portia had a speaking engagement yesterday, and she had a lot to say, and they're saying that she went on stage, and she talked about self-reflecting, and, she spilled some of her own tea. So congratulations to Portia and Dennis, because we love them, and we love baby Pilar, and definitely the parents definitely need to stay together. So love will keep us
cheaper to keep her.
Love wins. It's cheaper. You stupid.
It's cheaper to keep her.
It's cheaper to keep her.
Yes, Lord. And if he didn't keep me, he wouldn't be getting that damn ring back. That's mine. So, honey, all right. And speaking of keeping, y'all, let's continue to pray for Kamora Lee Simmons, y'all, honey. She said, honey, that Jaimin Hussein lied that he didn't get the baby for Father's Day. She said he can't pick them up from her brood of babies. But, honey, he didn't come pick up his son. So, there you have it. Another father not seeing his son, allegedly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What?
No,
say it.
Huh?
Say it.
Oh, I don't know what I was saying here. It probably would have been something wrong, but then the producer said, get out now. So the color today is summer cloud. On the high end, you say summer cloud. On the low end, say powder blue. That's your color for today.
All right, y'all give it up for Gary with the team. Coming up next, Eva, what are you going to be talking about in Eva's Corner?
Ladies, has your love life diminished with your baby and your man? I'm going to talk about that after the break.
Next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show, and the time right now is about 13 before the top of the hour. We got Eva's Corner. Y'all give it up and show your love for the one and only Eva Marcel Pigfoots.
Hello, 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 and happy Thursday out there to all you mothers. So today I wanted to talk about something that happens after you have a baby and your child's a toddler and you're trying to get back into the swing of things with your lover or your husband or your partner, and you're noticing that there is a space between you, and that space is usually your toddler in the bed. How do you get your toddler out of the bed so that you and your partner can then have intimate time again and get back to oneself? Because, you know, it gets a little fractured once you become a mom and postpartum. And not that you're depressed, but you just get used to having the baby there. And now your man is like, how can I get some nookie or some cookie with the baby in the middle?
Take their ass out and go put them in the crib.
Right. But the problem is that the baby's been sleeping in the bed now for a year. And you're trying to figure out how to get back. So for me, you know, when it came to my daughter, Marley, I Ferbered her. I did the Ferber method, which is you cry in the bed until you go to sleep. I'm not playing with you in my bed. I got to get up and go to work in the morning. I don't have time for that. That was Marley. But with Mikey, you know, my husband is very clingy when it comes to his son. Right. And when he just winces, Mike goes and picks him up. And I'm like, honey, the baby is almost a year and a half now. Now, we figured out some time, and now we're having our third child. But there were some things that I had to do to ensure that we could have that intimate, connected time together. And so I just wanted to encourage all you moms out there and give you a few tips to help you reconnect with your husband or your man or your partner when your child's a toddler. So if your child is used to sleeping with you in the bed, a lot of times you parents, you know what you do is you let the baby fall asleep in the bed, and then you go and put them in their bed. And then they wake up in the middle of the night and they crawl back to your bed.
Yep.
Right.
That's usually how it goes, right? So this is what we can start doing. Start the wind down process a little bit earlier. So if your baby's supposed to be in bed at 9 o'clock, start winding down with the baby at 8. Give them a warm bath. Give them a nighttime snack. Nothing sweet, but something to keep their stomach full so that they can stay asleep during the night.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what you need to do, Rick? Make sure your baby's bed is as cozy as your bed, because a lot of times that's it. It's the warmth of your own covers, and your pillows are softer. So the baby prefer to lay in your bed than their own bed.
Right. Get the little egg crate.
There you go. And make it nice and snuggly in there for that baby. Make sure you wind down early. Bathe them right before they go to sleep. Lavender is a very good essential oil to help promote sleepiness. And stick to your routine. Don't switch it up because your favorite TV show comes on. Stay to that routine every single night, and your child's biological clock will start to get used to that.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll get used to their own bed. And if your baby is used to falling asleep with you, instead of falling asleep in your bed, go in their room.
Right.
And fall asleep with them in their room.
There you go.
And then when they sleep, creep in your room, and y'all can make another baby.
Boy, you know something about something.
Just a little bit. You know, I learned from the best.
Something about something.
A little bit. That's all I got for Eva's Corner today. It's necessary, though, Gary.
Well, my cousin would put Benadryl in her baby bottle, and the baby would go,
yeah, you're drugging your kids, man. Then when your kid grow up and be on Percocets, you wonder why.
Yeah, my mom used to blow us a shotgun.
See?
Ricky! Well, don't blow shotguns of good piff, and don't drop Benadryl. I think the FDA does not approve.
Right.
Okay,
but
take my little tips.
That's some really, really good advice, and it actually worked because those are actually my methods. I got my little grandson, that's just what I did yesterday. A nice little bath, get him greased up and feeling good, and wind him down, give him a handful of grapes, and have his little snack at his little table. March his little ass on upstairs with them little muscle legs with that pamper on, stomping up the steps real hard, talking about my mama said and don't know what the hell he's talking about, and get him in that bed and sit on the foot of the bed and watch TV. Next thing you know, he out. Go on, throw him up under that cover. He out for the night because the stomach is full. That stomach is full is the perfect thing.
Key,
that's
Rick.
what wake them up in the middle of the night because they be hungry. That's it. That was good, Eva.
Thank you, Rick.
Any more parental advice? How can they follow you?
Well, follow me at Eva Marcel on Instagram and on Twitter. And I'm going to have Eva's Corner for today up for you guys so you can take these tips and, you know, maybe you get a little something this weekend.
There it is. I appreciate it. Eva, what you got coming up next, Gary?
Well, a lot coming up next week. We're going to talk about Matthew Knowles. You know, your friend, brother, honey. He done talked and people really upset and been calling in. So, yeah, we got to talk about it.
Next, Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
This is the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Gary, what you got going on?
All right, now, Ricky, Matthew Knowles, you know, he said that Beyonce's career would have been affected if she had darker skin. Now, a lot of people were talking about it, saying, you know, what does skin tone have to do with it in the music industry, what have you? But a lot of people saying colorism has a lot to do with the music industry and in the world, period. So we taking listeners, you know, taking callers from the listeners and...
Yeah, I mean, it's been an age-old debate within the business on whether or not, like, you know, the color of someone's hue affects their overall national success. I mean, when you look at the landscape, especially as it relates to entertainment, it seems like, you know, if you're of a darker hue, sometimes you can only get so far.
Exactly.
And the people who are lighter, they get the different opportunities. They get to be on the pop stations.
You know what a good example is? And it just happened this week in the news. So Tory Lanez, who's a artist, he was shooting a music video. Mm-hmm. And in his music video, they have, you know, leading ladies. And he had one leading lady that was a darker complected girl. And he went to Instagram and showed a video of the director that continued to try to move the dark-skinned girl out of the way to bring a light-skinned girl in. And he had to stop and say, no, I want the dark-skinned girl to be the leading lady. And, you know, aesthetically, the director... Yeah, Rick. The director just thought that the light-skinned girl with curly hair would sell more. And so it's a very real thing that happens.
And you know who else I thought about? Angie Stone. Angie Stone is a damn good singer, honey. And she's darker than some of the ones that she was up against in her era and what have you. So it's just... It is what it is, but that doesn't make it right.
Because I think it's double-sided, you know, not to say racism, but colorism, because, like, you know, we play the color thing real tough amongst the black community, and, you know, and you definitely know, like, you know, like, in the white community, they do it as well.
Well, I'm not going to get Jeff Johnson on you, but that has a lot to do with how, you know, we were brought into this country and the programming that they gave us. We were taught that light was right and that dark was not as good. And for some reason, all these years later, a president with 8 years in office, we still have that mentality somewhere.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's something that got to stop. And I remember back when I was growing up, man, you know, black was the thing to be. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. You know, dark-skinned sister with the little afro, whatever, you know, that's who my mama was, you know. And I think the industry has become so pretentious and fake and mistreating women that has, you know, stout women versus slim women. And you know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm saying. Let me shut the hell up.
No, I hear you, Ricky. Well, what you're saying makes sense. There is a lot of prejudice when it comes to having to look a certain way.
Yeah.
Be it color or size. I want to know what the callers think.
All right, let us know what you think. 866-9-RICKEY. Call now, because I want to hear from you. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. The time right now is 13 minutes after the hour. All right, Gary.
Yes, sir.
What's the problem?
Okay, now, Ricky, you know, people are calling in, and we've been talking, you know, amongst ourselves about this story that Matthew Knowles released, saying that, you know, Beyonce's success would have had, would have been affected had she been had darker skin, which it probably would have. You know, because, I mean, you know, right now, you know, we still live in a society where, you know, color still matters, depends on how light or how dark you are, whatever the situation is, if your career is going to rise or not. And Matthew said that had Beyonce been darker, you know, ain't no way in hell she would have been Beyonce.
Now, Rick, you've been in the business for a long time. Do you think that if Beyonce wasn't who she is and the way she looked right now, do you think she would be the Beyonce we know today?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of, you know, that's a good question.
That's a hesitation.
But back in the day, your Aretha Franklin, your Diana Ross, your Natalie Cole, your Patti LaBelle, you know, it was okay then. But
if you peep, though, Rick, back in the day, a lot of times they wouldn't even put us on the covers of some of the records. I mean, granted, you would eventually find out what some of the people look like, and we would rock with them. But, like, you know, sometimes it was the fix was in. It's like, yo, we can sell it to more people. We just put a flower on the cover of this album or a painting.
Right. Well, I do think that society has become really, 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 really pretentious. Yeah. You know, and and then when you get shows like the Kardashians coming out and all the athletes marrying certain demographic,
certain athletes or certain black ones,
right? Marrying, I don't know. It just is. I can't articulate it. But everybody know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but do you think, though, like, some of our most famous and most beloved artists or celebrities or even our, first black president, had our first black president not looked the way he did, which was a little more racially ambiguous and looked a lot, more African-American?
If Barack looked like Wesley Snipes, he wouldn't have got elected.
Would he got elected?
Facts.
Real talk.
Yeah, but I think Barack Obama had a lot to say. And I think his speeches and his enthusiasm, I think even if he was dark-skinned, he probably would have, well, of course, the black folks would have went out and voted, whatever, but I'm not sure if he would,
have been accepted by the others.
Right.
I mean, you got some suckers that voted for him only because he was half white. You know what I mean? But anyway, so we want to take your calls. 1-866-9-RICKY. Do you think Beyonce would have gotten as far as she did if she was darker? Good morning.
My name is Rico. Most definitely, I believe Beyonce would have had a much harder time had she been darker, like some of the other girls in the Destiny's Child that, kind of got put to the side.
My name is Saul, and I'm calling from Alabama. And I think that it would have affected her quite a bit. But I do also want to say, if whoever you are, if you need to be proud of who you are, dark skin, light skin, no matter what.
This is Bruce calling from Cleveland. Talent takes you a long way, but that skin color does have an effect in mainstream. I think her talent would have took her where she needed to go, but being light skinned definitely helped cross her over.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And we got who else we got?
We got Royalty on the line.
Hey, Royalty, where you calling from?
I'm calling from Gainesville, Florida.
Yeah, what up? All right, go Gators. I hear you. What you got?
Yeah, that's right. Well, I'm calling because I definitely think that this is a problem, and I think it's part of an even bigger problem with stereotyping black women in general. I think we get stereotyped all the time, but the light skin, dark skin, and the stereotyping black women just needs to stop, because if we know better, we can do better. And I think that instead of downing us and instead of talking about black versus dark versus light, we just need to do better as in general as people, because this is from history. And in order for us to kind of overturn this, we have to do something different in the present, in the future. So what I'm really wanting everyone to do as just, black people in general, and even if you're not black, just embrace the fact that black is beautiful. Let's just stop today and move forward and embrace the fact that all black is beautiful. Really, any color is beautiful, and we shouldn't be seeing, light skin, black skin, or anything at all. We as a people have to stop this, and it needs to start with today. So I'm just asking people to just take up, a stand, and say that black is beautiful regardless of what color that you are, light, dark, regardless. So, and I'm even asking our black men to step up as well, because a lot of times I see black men downing us, black women, whether we're light or dark skin, and that needs to stop.
Yeah, that's a good point. Thank you for that. Did she hang up?
I think she's going to
She said her piece.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That was an excellent point.
Was.
All right, so Brett, what do y'all think? What are y'all thinking now after the calls?
Oh man, I mean, I definitely still think it exists. I think in certain areas, it's worse.
It's a subconscious thing sometimes. Like, people have their prejudicial, opinions on certain things, whether you're conscious of it or not.
Yeah. It's because of the programming, But I think the gentleman said a really good point that talent plays a really big part of it. It really does. Like, if Beyonce wasn't talented, dark skin, light skin, no, whatever skin, it wasn't gonna work.
Right. That would have been back in the day if she wasn't talented. All those women Ricky named, honey, Patti LaBelle, Diana Ross, and all, they were talented. That's why they were. But even
look at Diana Ross. Look at her story of Dream Girls and the other girls and the Effie and all of that. She was the light, cute one, and so
Diana
she
wasn't
got
as light
pushed in
as
the
the other
front.
ones, and she was the more talented one. So, but that's what it is. Those women were talented. Today, these women don't have to be talented. All you gotta do is have a skin tone, and they're gonna push you to the front.
They try to make you easier to market to a mass populace because there are a lot of like talented dark-skinned people who are way more talented than some of the people that get put on the main pedestal, but they're not given the same opportunities because of this subliminal colorism.
Yeah, it's sad.
Wow.
It's sad, but it's true.
All right, man. We got Hip Hop Spot coming up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Yo, check 1, 2. Hip hop to the max.
The best in the beat.
All the hip hop.
It's Head Crack's Hip Hop Spot.
All right. It is the bottom of the hour. What up, Crack?
What up, Rick? Here's what's going on in the world of hip hop, man. Chance the Rapper. He's one of those dudes who will go out there and try anything one time for the culture. So, case in point, he pulled up at the Laugh Factory in Chicago and tried his hand to stand up, because they do this open mic situation. And, hey, why not, right? Well, here's how it went.
White people know me as the guy who does stuff for schools. What do I do for schools? You guys don't know. Nobody knows what I do for schools. I'll tell you what I do. I go to all your kids' schools and I fart in their desks. I wait for the weekend to be over, see if it's still stale in there. That the news was fake when I got an HD TV. It's hard to trust somebody that you can see sweating. You know what I'm saying? If you want me to trust the news, give it to me on a radio, or that thing that flatlines. I trust both of those things. This is going great.
That was Chance the Rapper.
That's funny.
In certain parts, he looked a little nervous, like he felt like maybe he was bombing, but I think if he stayed at it, he might be all right.
Right.
Yeah, definitely could host something, you know what I mean? So,
absolutely.
Yeah, so shout out to Chance the Rapper, man, for trying new things. Speaking of trying new things, I don't think I've ever heard Nicki Minaj and Trina on a record together. And ladies and gentlemen, it has now happened. The song is called Baps. Want to hear? It go in about 20 seconds. And the cool thing is they flipped the classic Cash Money joint Project Chick. And, they was really bouncing on it. Listen. Yeah.
Yes.
I hear y'all. Love it, man. Last but not least, Drake. All right, he's in album mode. He has do-rag on, and he's in the studio. He's getting ready to work on a new project. But another thing he's going to have to work on is keeping the people he has sex with quiet. There's a girl by the name of Layla Lace who was is actually trying to, sue and get more money because, she says, Drake has a really weird sexual fetish. A few of them to be specific, but I'm speaking hardcore code right here. Code. So just imagine if you're blowing up an inner tube, right? That you're doing that. So she was blowing up Drake's inner tube. And at one point, Drake, collected some drool in a cup and then would pour the drool on her face because he wanted to see her face shiny.
Ew.
But actual drool, though. Not coated drool, but
not
real.
Like slime, but
real drool. Like
spit.
Saliva.
Oh.
Yeah.
Totally disgusting.
How much spit can you...
I don't even know. That's it's just a crazy fetish. She says that's a fetish that he has, and they settled out of court though. So apparently there was something to it. So she settled out of court for $350,000, and her lawyer received $125,000. And after his fees, Layla claims she was only left with $75,000 and a bad reputation. You didn't have to do it, Ma. You didn't have to do it.
She needs a spanking for letting him do that to her. That is disgusting.
Ain't that disgusting?
It really is. It really is.
Jeez.
Probably was looking like Thomas the Train in the rain.
I can't stand
But anyway, that is it for me. No word on what's going on. Everything's not a good idea, ladies. I'm just gonna leave that there. No matter who you if somebody's gonna ask you to do that to them, and you just kind of met that person,
right?
Guess what? They're not gonna be in your life for a long time.
Right.
And you gonna pop up as a subline in a rhyme at some point later on down the road.
Right.
But shout out to Drake for talking her into it. Anyway, that's it for me. For other stories, I'm following Twitter, Instagram, and SoundCloud, HEADKRACK.
There it is. I appreciate it. Here, Craig Praise Break up next.
Always representing for the culture.